All right, so good morning. Unlike most of you, I am not working in a group. I'm actually working on my own research idea, something that's haunted me for the past few years. Now, I will have to admit that when I started thinking about coming up with a terrible idea, I really struggled because I've been so practical, I've been so focused in the past few years. I'm actually sitting over the weekend and thinking, what is it that I should talk about? And it so happens that my flatmate passed me and he asked me, what are you thinking about? Why are you looking so worried? And my answer was that I can't think of a terrible idea. And he said, how difficult is that? Think of all the ideas you've thought in the past 5 years, they're all terrible. Right? And yeah, the guy was actually right. So then I started thinking that I don't have 1, 2, or 3 terrible ideas. I've got hundreds of terrible ideas. All right, so my presentation today is not about one idea, but many ideas that I've thought over the years. Please allow me. First terrible idea, let the poor be as powerful as rich. All right, so I've got a bike, a push bike, that's all what I have here in this college. This guy here has got a nice Mercedes, and Alan, where's Alan? BMW, how about we become equal, right? How about you ride my bike once in a while, and I ride your car once in a while? All right, so that's the first idea that I came across. Second idea, let everyone manage everybody's money. Dr. Ray, just give me a bank account details. I'll take notice that. Come on, you know. I'll be a good guy, you know. I'll take care of all the money, all the finances. I'll make sure that things are being taken care of. And not only that, you can take my bank account details as well. I don't have much money, but, you know. It sounds simple, right? So let each other manage each other's money forever. Great? Thank you. Even better, let everybody create their own money. Let me start printing American dollars, right? Like lots of them. Okay, you want money? All right, how much do you want? $5, $10, 5,000, 5 million? As much as you want. So very soon, I will be a millionaire, you'll be a millionaire, she'll be a millionaire, everybody will be a millionaire. Right? So that's another great, terrible idea that I've been having in the past few years. Even better, let us not have any money at all. Now think about it, right? If I start printing my own money, if I've got $1 billion, you've got $1 billion, she's got $1 billion, right? It sounds good as saying nobody's got any money at all. Right? So a great society levered, really. Nobody actually owns money. Another idea? All of these things combined to a bunch of absolutely shitty, terrible ideas that we've seen in the past weekend. One of them is called Bitcoin. Nobody owns it, right? Everybody can own it, and it's a money that doesn't exist. Ethereum. Decentralized finance. The entire world of decentralized finance says that you can take money from a pool that does not have any money in it. Right? You can spend that money, you can give that money to anybody else, people can buy things, but there is no money that actually exists. Similarly, central bank digital currency, a very complicated concept that basically says that we will stop printing money. Right? So imagine the US government says we'll not be printing any more money. We'll just be issuing a number. Right? And a certain number issued by one country gets on to another country. Certain people have these numbers. All these numbers jumbled with each other. There is no money at all in the process. Terrible enough. And then we have got decentralized exchanges and stuff like that. Just the way you've got a stock exchange, there will be situations where we'll say that I traded $1 million of what? I don't know, $1 million of anything. Right? Terrible ideas. And if that wasn't enough, let's start taking jobs away. Accountants. I hate my accountant, man. Like every time I go to this guy, right, I imagine that he's going to give me a little bit of tax return or something. I end up paying taxes. Let us get rid of this guy. Right? Even better, let us get rid of all the lawyers. These suckers, I seriously tell you, right? I mean, they charge you $100 for 15 minutes of telling you that you can't do something. Don't like these guys, right? Get rid of all the lawyers. And even better, let us not have a government. Right? Do we need a government? Not necessarily. We spend a lot of money choosing our presidents, prime ministers, and whatever. All that money can actually flow back into doing something meaningful. Let us not at all have a government at all. All right, so no accountants, no lawyers, no government. This is what we call as Ethereum virtual machine. Another terrible idea that has been surfacing lately. The way these things works is that you write your contracts as a piece of source code, which basically means Your employment contract, your contract with your landlord, your contract with your friends, your girlfriend, your boyfriends, whatever, everything is actually written in source code, computer programs. All right, and because they're running computer programs, the computer is going to evaluate it. It means you don't need any lawyers because there's money involved, but all the money is mathematics. You don't need any accountants. To the point that people went along actually creating a programming language for doing that is called Solidity. So these are a bunch of trivial ideas that I've been playing with and the world has been playing with, and if that wasn't enough, let us think about some more things. Let our identity live beyond our lifetime. That might be one of these days, right? I mean, God bless you, live 100 years, but after that you will go away, right? But imagine that laptop that you have, the coffee that you're drinking, the phone that you're having, these friends that you're having, all of them actually exist somewhere, and it remains up until the end of human life. So you will exist while your body will not exist anymore. Terrible idea? Even better, let's start making money by being who you are. All right, so just imagine Purvi. You get paid for being Purvi. Malcolm gets paid for being Malcolm, right? And because Malcolm is lesser important than Purvi, Purvi will get paid more. So all of these things can actually happen if you put our mind to it. Now, we are all used to paying money to companies that are building products for us, the way we saw in the earlier presentations. Is it possible to be actually paid for buying something? Think about it, how terrible that idea is. But it's possible. A bunch of new technologies that have come up that a bunch of crazy people claim will change the world, they're called Web3, which basically says that the world is revolving around you. You hold your identity, you get paid for doing things, and anytime anybody looks into you or does business with you, they actually pay you for that. That's a terrible idea. A couple of things that you might come across: MetaMask, public infrastructure. These are all technologies that are being used right now, but all of that summing together contribute to this fact that it's possible for you to exist and make money purely out of your existence. All right, if that wasn't enough, let us talk about a company that is controlled by 1 million people. So, Silicon Valley Bank, all right? We all thought that a bunch of people out there are very smart, right? They ended up being either stupid or crap and don't. FTX, another collapse. Morgan Stanley, back in the days. The problem with all this, as what we've seen, is that there are a bunch of people that we think are good, but they were actually not that good. Imagine a company in which decisions get taken by not 1, 2, 10, or 100, but 1 million people, or maybe 1 billion people. Every single person makes a decision. That's a terrible idea. It gets even better. Let 1 million people own the house that you're living in, and you don't have to pay any rent. Right? As long as people are owning your house, you get to live for free. Gets better. Let us buy land on Mars. Why would you buy land on Mars? Ask Mr. Musk, he will give you the answer, and let us buy it. It's entirely possible that you buy it today, and maybe a generation later, maybe your kids or their kids will end up building a house on Mars. Okay, even better. Let us buy land that does not exist. Just imagine this piece of land that I'm standing on right now, and I can at least touch it. But is it possible to buy land that does not exist at all? And if you think that's terrible enough, let us sell that piece of land. Right? So you buy a piece of land that never existed, you sell that piece of land to somebody to make money out of that. Another terrible idea? Bunch of terrible products that have come up that are actually doing that, and you'll not believe me, they're actually making millions and millions of dollars. Decentraland, Metaverse, as we all know, and our favorite company, Facebook, that has actually reframed itself as Meta. All of them are saying the same thing: buy and sell things that do not exist, basically. Okay, let us inject $120 trillion in the world economy. And we do that by killing all the banks. Now, the fun part is a lot of them are dying by themselves, right? That we discovered recently. All of these highly inefficient bunch of money manipulating systems and replace that with a bunch of smart contracts and technologies. And all that money that we gain back comes back to do something good. Another terrible idea. And if that wasn't terrible enough for you, let love and trust run this world. 2 people, 3 people, 100 people, doing business with each other, knowing each other, talking to each other, do not need middlemen and other people to arbitrage. As long as there's trust and compassion between each other, things will actually flow. Society will be a better place. Another terrible idea, and the epitome of all terrible ideas and technologies, let me present you blockchain. Thank you so much.